Welcome folks, 27th October 2019, first club championship heat for the 18 footers on a brightly coloured Sydney Harbour. I think first of all we have a little video to show you from the recent Australian Sailing Awards, which we did discuss on the commentary last week, discussing just the contribution of Mark Foy to the sport, and Mark Foy instrumental in the commencement of a variety of things, as you'll see from the video, and the foundation of the Sydney Flying Squadron. And we're here, this race conducted from the 18-footer club at Double Bay. But as the troops would note, without Mark Foy and James Giltman, we would not be here today.
Australian Sailing Hall of Fame inductee 2019, Mark Foy. Without any doubt, Mark Foy's legacy makes him one of the most significant historical figures in the sport of sailing in Australia. Mark Foy, 1865 to 1950, was an innovator, a visionary and an early adopter. After jointly managing the successful Mark Foy store in Sydney with his brother Francis since its opening in 1885, Foy turned his attention to changing the way Sydney Harbour looked, both on the water and from the shore. Unimpressed by the conservatism of sailing, in the early 1890s, Foy convened a meeting in the Rainsford's Cambridge Club Hotel in Sydney to establish new rules for open boat racing. These rules, adapted from horse racing, gave boats easily identifiable coloured sails and emblems, and applied handicaps at the race start to ensure a close finish around a triangular course. Foy's intention was to make the race exciting for spectators, and the men were prepared to ignore the established yacht club rules to set up their own competition. The result was the foundation of the Sydney Flying Squadron. The yachting establishment, those owners who raced the larger yachts, did not think much of Foy's endeavours and banned the squadron's boats from the 1892 National Regatta. They claimed that the emblems encouraged gambling and spoiled the aesthetic of the white sails on Sydney Harbour. In response, Foy organised an opposition regatta that he financed himself and advertised as a spectacle which could be enjoyed by all, regardless of their social background. Each Saturday, crowds crammed the shoreline and boarded ferries to support their favourite crews. By the 1920s, the open boats were standardised as 18-footers, with interstate competitions in Western Australia and Queensland. But there was another reason for the popularity. Aboard the ferries, illegal bookies would take bets on the races, on who would finish first, who would capsize, and who would be first around the next mark. Foy championed open boat competition with enthusiasm and substantial financial support. During lengthy business trips to England, Mark Foy boasted to one and all about the great speed and sail of Sydney's big open boats. In 1898, as Commodore of the Yacht Club, he took the 22-footer Irex to England to participate in Australia's first international race. Although he didn't win, the race was a groundbreaking event as the first Australian entrant in an international sailing competition. Ever the entrepreneur, Foy opened the iconic Hydro Majestic Hotel at Medlow Bath in the Blue Mountains, New South Wales in July 1904. The stunning hotel still stands today, a monument to the man whose ambition and legacy is marked on both the waters and the landscapes around Australia. Mark Foy, Australian Sailing Hall of Fame inductee 2019.
The Mark Foy video, as you would see, commentated by Gordon Bray, but brought to us, enabled for us by Australian Sailing and the Australian National Maritime Museum. Our thanks to those organisations for allowing us to use their footage, but contains some information that I even was unaware of.
Even though you were there back in the day, Bucko.
Well, I was nearly a mate of Mark Foy, not quite. But I didn't realise that the original colours were following the horse racing precedent of, you know, the saddle cloths and the jockey's attire. But all good.
It was very interesting, wasn't it?
No, it was terrific. So Winning Group and Smeg lining up for the pin. Kitchen Maker, Asco and Finport. Finport, as usual, going for the windward end. That's his favourite.
It's easy that way.
Yeah, a bit easy. At 35 seconds, people still fiddling around. Oh, the Noakes Blue coming in from the wrong side. Sure about that.
Well, Smeg's got a replacement.
Yeah, Tom Palmer in the middle on Smeg.
Yeah, Ricky Bridge on a bit of a clean-up at home, apparently.
About 12 seconds. 12 seconds about.
Yep.
Good room at the boat for Finport. Their timing looks good. Winning Group putting the hammer down, going to the leeward end with Smeg. And
looking good
time's
down
up.
there.
Beautiful start.
Yeah, clear
Beautiful start. Finport pretty good at the top. Winning Group and Smeg and Armarine well at the bottom. Kitchen Maker in row B. Not so happy.
And Ilve in row Z. Still yet to cross the line.
Yes.
Let's go after him, Bucko.
Well, that was pretty good. The fleet was good there.
Yeah, so you got the interesting one. The two guys that we think are going to be the Form 2 in the race, Finport and Winning Group, both started at opposite ends of the lines, Bucko. So we'll...
Wow, big fight going on here at the windward end. Finport getting squeezed off by
Asco
and Noakes, both in high slow mode.
And Keegan doesn't like that mode.
Oh, he's got a good high mode.
Winnings is tacked down the bottom, comfortably crossing the fleet.
So, first low, a bit like the Pommies last night in the rugby, isn't it? First strike, amazing from the Winning Group.
We're trying to build our audience in New Zealand, Bucko.
Are we? Oh, look, I'm a bit of an All Black fan. I haven't seen them bashed up like that for 50 years.
The Winning Group quite comfortably crossing the fleet there.
So he's obeyed the rules, led out of the start, leaned back, tacked, across the fleet.
You know, they're comfortable in the low hooks there on the Winning Group, looking real good.
Yeah. The rig actually looks pretty good. But the luff curve looked a bit wobbly. I had a look in the park, it wasn't quite right.
The Royal Oak double bay following him. Out there crossing Finport.
The two boats off the leeward end have done well, and the third boat, Smeg, not so well.
Armarine and Rag.
Oh,
Winning Group.
Man overboard.
Man overboard.
Become a bit of a regular occurrence.
There used to be a young bloke that sailed at Manly, Bucko, that cut the bottom of his trap hook off because he thought that it was that's what was causing him to not unhook. And then all of a sudden when it blew a little bit and he had to hop out on wire, couldn't understand why he got wet every time. Sort of halved his hook in roundness.
Understood. So Dalzotto leads. Finport second. Winning Group third.
I'm going to use this little hole here to get up and catch an eye on the Dalzotto going around the top mark.
Captain Jack might die of stage fright. Give me, you think? Captain Jack might die of stage fright.
No, not at all.
No, he's good for it, isn't he?
The bravest man.
Quite a bit of wind here at the top mark. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? They're going to do a job set? You think so? Degrees rotated in here. 30 degrees left. Amazing.
And Jack's away straight set on the Dalzotto, Bucko.
Yeah, I think they might be setting up pretty promptly. Finport behind us, Jones.
Yep. Just trying to... It's got a couple of little learned sailboats milling around the top mark who are going to get a little bit of stage fright. Winning Group around second with Finport closely on their heels. Dalzotto, nice little jibe out. Marine Pittwater next around, closely. Oh, bit of bang crash and we're out of here because they're coming for us, is the Smeg. Did you get all that? Yes, we did.
Bit of knife fighting. Oh, some advice? Some advice.
Some lovely commentary on board there. Kitchen maker with a bit of a wine glass. It's popped out.
He's got that out, but he's got dirty air aplenty. So nothing easy as usual back in the peloton.
No.
Just very hard. And the guys on port here can't jive until the guys behind them jive. And so some guy here, i.e. 4 Pints, got the opportunity to jive in the optimum place. Here he goes. How about that?
Got the appliances online and Noakes having a chat. And the Asco around behind them. The Vintech and Birkenhead Point Marina is next around. And then the mighty Yandu just bearing away at the top mark.
Wow, look at that. Finport's got half the jib inside out there and a big puff down the bottom there. Look at this bit of wind off the shore here, James.
Yep.
Bit of Catabatos from Nielsen from Taronga Zoo. How about that? And the winning group struggling. And a cruising boat in the way here.
The big problem, Bucko, you look over your right shoulder, there's a big green and yellow thing coming through for the back markers.
No problem for the leaders.
No, the leaders are all right, but the back markers, they're going to have a hell of a time.
The winning group going to enliven the day for the cruising boat. Well done.
This cruising boat's just gone, wow, what a beautiful day on Sydney Harbour.
Yeah.
Who are all these people coming to say hello?
Yeah. Dalzotto fighting to prevent Blue Room winning group.
And he just called that he didn't have boy room, so we'll see what happens.
No, they all compliant, these guys. All good.
So Finport leads and probably a tie around there for second.
Beautiful work, guys. Dial up and tack. Anybody want a degree of difficulty on that one?
Well, they pulled it off quite well. Next around is Noakes, our previous 2 weeks winner. Is not that far off the pace here, but I think with this breeze increasing, Bucko, it's playing into Finport's hands somewhat. Their main looks a little bit more settled than the winning groups.
That was an understatement, James.
Bucko, be nice.
We'll give you the understatement of the year award for that one. The Dalzotto's suffering a little bit for a minute in a bit of light air where we are, just on the women's side of the square rigger. Bit of powerboat wash, and then looks like they're back into solid wind in the next little minute or half a minute or less.
A big old square rigger there. That's the mighty James Craig, part of the Sydney Heritage Fleet.
Restored at considerable expense.
And a lot of it, well, all of it from donations, wasn't it, Bucko?
Well, a majority at least, yeah.
Yeah. Getting you inboard on the mighty Finport here.
Well, the peloton fighting each other, killing each other.
And just in the top of screen there, that's the winning group that just tacked on the other side of that spectator boat, and we're just manoeuvring the drone around to give you a heads up.
So winning group, 5 boat length lead to the winning group. Finport second, about 10 boat lengths back to Dalzotto.
So we're going to meander around here, Bucko, for a little bit and just watch the drone. You're not that far off the top.
Asco looks like they've made a decent fist of the beat, so they've got nearer to the placing that we would have expected them to obtain, but they looked pretty shaky the first lap, didn't they, Jimmy?
Yeah, mate, everyone looks a little bit shaky. Just starting to wonder, the winning group stepped out to quite a nice little lead there, Bucko. That is the secret, considering Nathan Edwards fell off the Noakes last week. Is that the secret? Got to have someone fall off the boat and then on you go for a win.
I doubt it.
I know it's not a winning formula, but it seems to be working here at the moment.
Well, this will be interesting here. Finport's gone hard left. Sorry, guys, not on screen, but Finport.
Yeah, they're on screen, mate.
Oh, they are. Yeah, of course they are. Yes.
On the big screen.
On the big screen. Oh.
So that's That's Finport closest to Shark Island there, and you just got Winning Group just tacking there in front of them.
But Finport in big left and laying the mark, so that margin has just closed up, I suspect. That's better.
Just moving the furniture around on the camera cat so Bucko can see the TV.
That's right.
So we've got a couple of monitors everywhere on the camera cat, and so Winning Group comfortably leading there, and they looking at it from here, Bucko they should lay.
If Winning Group lays, so does Finport.
Yep.
So that's not a big gap though, is it? That's
No.
I'll tell you in a minute how much that is.
Del Zotto's still hanging on there for third. And I'll tell you who's come back up through the fleet on that run was John Winning on the Yandu. He's in this bulk pack that's chasing him.
Well, relatively speaking, the Asco's done best.
Yeah.
They're up to fourth, so.
And you'd sort of expect that from Doz, like, different sales, different sale maker, having to find Vang, Cunningham settings, everything all changes when you change a sale. Like, it could be a couple of millimetres here and there, but it makes a big difference. I wasn't talking about Asco, Bucko was, and they just almost went backwards.
They just had a little.
There's the set on Finport.
So
great drone coverage there.
About 15 seconds the margin, so effectively nothing. So the yacht race. And for once, we've got our predictions roughly right. We just did think that Finport and Winning Group might be the top two, but it's been an interesting day. The committee has got the course right. Meg's fallen from grace. Oh. Wow.
Just got the drone slowly milking back down with the Finport there. Del Zotto around, Jai. I don't know. They're going for a straight set. Smeg's going for. Are we going to have a swim? Aren't we going to have a swim?
But not far off. So for the viewers, this is almost a one-legger down to the bottom mark. I think it's a VMG run.
Del Zotto straight set. Interestingly, Bucko.
Yeah.
You'd want to get over on the other hand pretty quick, wouldn't you?
You would.
Next round after Del Zotto was Royal Oak Hotel, then Noakes, and then Asco, Bucko, just for everyone to know.
Yeah, and Asco and Noakes both on starboard job, and a Royal Oak as well. But so for the rest of the race, so that almost laying, at the moment it looks like a VMG run.
This little trainer boat is just about, there you go, out of the way.
Wow, these guys are pressing hard here.
It's the hard part, isn't it, Bucko, when you're sort of coming down, you're going, oh, we're hot, like get in, lighten off, and then you get hit by the big one, and then it's, low hooks. And
it's a good bit of pressure that got to them there. Let's see, men. Both pretty good drops.
Both very good bowmen in there.
Yep. So then
can't complain with Sammy Newton, you can't complain with Gussie Williams.
Dial up and tack. Who can manage that? And
that was just silly.
That was silly.
That was beyond silly from Finport. Just 101 silly.
Yeah, but Winning Group can't tack.
Now the Winning Group is caught on the mark from the silliness of that.
But the Winning Group's not allowed to tack, Jones, in that situation.
Well, they'll clear ahead.
As soon as you start tacking, you lose your rights, don't you?
True, but Keegan did really jam that mark. He was, in all fairness. But anyway, back to the race. I'm not on a protest committee, and neither are you. I stay out of those rooms. We'll try to.
Yeah.
I do on the camera cat. So who have we got here? We've got Royal Oak going to come around in third. Noakes coming down in fourth with Asco hot on the heels. So what do you think is going to unfold out of this group here, Bucko?
You'd expect the Asco just to be able to chip away on the beat here, but it's not really. Oh no, it's going to favour left edge again. I think the beat.
There's the
tidy from those boys.
Nice rounding on the Noakes.
Fiasco not so tidy, but still got around, got the job done.
Timmy's not used to packing a spinnaker, mate. He's
Oh, the Noakes did the same thing as Winning Group did.
maybe there's a new rule we don't know about, Bucko. Marine. Well, not in the halyard.
Oh, and the winning it took that pressure on the bow, and try this. Wow.
Lions on line.
That
Freddie
was-
Van Munster, we are here and we're turning the corner. It's getting up behind the Asco to get Bucko to give his opinion.
Oh, well, looks good. Pretty lot of very grunty jib. Mainzer looks great. God, the jib, wow, it's, I mean, we've got about 12, perhaps 14 knots of wind here at stages now. Pretty hard to make a jib that goes down to 5 knots and well in 14 with not all that much headstay control. So what we're seeing here is Doyle's impression, and it's certainly punchy. But the setup looks good. Got the sheeting in the right place.
Okay, I've got a ruling from Jack Andrew come through, and you're right, Bucko. Winning in the wrong, Finport could get tossed for not avoiding collision. So there you go. Thanks, Jack Andrew, the rules guy.
This is quick.
Oh, mate, sitting at home watching us, got a beer in hand, I'm sure. So just going down to have a look at the note. Correct.
So the Noakes, a bit lighter crew, a bit more twist, slightly flatter mainsail. Jib at the bottom, jib at the half height, quite deepish, or the 30% height above the deck. A little straighter down low, which is good, I think.
I was reading online during the week, Bucko, that Sean Langman has that many boats, skiffs, different other classes of boats as well. He could open up his own yacht club around there at Noakes.
I thought that was what he was operating there, was a yacht club, wasn't it?
Oh, one more little...
Winning group coming across, winning group ducking. What's going on here?
Oh, it's like match racing dial-ups here.
A bit of hunting. Wow.
Bit of Sevy influence, what do you reckon?
Well,
I don't think this is the last we're going to hear of these two.
well, it's a contest. Finport now going, okay, we've got you, brother. Because winning group ducked and tacked, so he's attacked behind, isn't he? Finport too close. So Finport's going to get up around his bow here, James, I think. Finport in the high mode. Yeah. Wow, how about that, eh? Finport can tack, I think.
And it's got a couple of seaplanes coming into land.
Wow, winning group will be wondering about what they were thinking there, eh?
A couple of seaplanes racing in the background.
Now, the only error Finport could have made is not go far enough, but they've given themselves a good setup into the mark on that puff. He can tack now. Yep. And he's got room to duck if he has to, but I think he's cleanly in front here. And it'll be a jibe set, yeah? Almost straight to the finish. Big puff on him. Van going off, and into the back of the bus. Hard work from the winning group. Tack, bear away with from dead stopped.
The Vang off.
The Windward set on the fin port. Wow.
Winning group.
The winning
Get
group.
up there, Hermie.
Oh, nearly in the top.
Nice work.
Wow.
I tell you,
No.
these two playing around with each other has allowed Royal Oak to come and really hook on for third.
Yeah.
And there's a tear in the spinnaker on the fin port in the foot bucko.
No, I don't think it's a rip.
Well, it's not a streamer.
Well, I can't see the hole would be the point I was making, but it might be. But it's of no effect. It might even improve it, James. A hole near the clue.
Come on.
I'm telling you. So, Royal Lake 4 Pines is going to be third and Asco 4.
Jibe coming up here on the fin port. Nice.
Simo jibe on the wing grip, which is all they can do to try to... Oh, the wing grip looking very untidy there.
Big Sammy Newton swinging it down.
They just haven't quite got the turn radius right, have they?
Asco in the tide at the top mark for the viewers at home.
Oh, there you go. So the fin port, one more jibe, and they're good to go. There he goes. So Jimmy, the punters had a lot of money on the winning group. I did actually suggest to people the fin port might be value at 5 to 1 or something.
And there's our winner for the day, people, the fin port. Keegan, York, Matty Stenter and Gussie Williams.
And they're going to put it in the tide after the finish, not quite. So not a big win, but...
Second place being winning group, John Winning Jr., Savvy Jarvin and Sammy Newton. Great sailing from these guys, Bucko.
Yeah, it's an interesting lineup now, isn't it? Charlie Gundy in the bows, probably been a good acquisition, I would suggest.
Great acquisition.
Yeah. Fifth to Noakes. Water over the deck of the Camera Cat. That wasn't in the brochure, was it?
Sorry, brother.
Yeah.
Now we're on Dalzotto coming in hot. Captain Jack coming in super hot.
Still not a bad result for the Dalzotto 6, and they saw the front of the fleet for a long time.
Well done, Dalzotto. And the rag right in behind them. So this little mark on the bottom right of screen, they've got to be on the other side of that. And they're just.
Good luck, brothers and sisters. The rag having a rag.
Well, it's Marcus, isn't it?
Yeah, no, you always...
He was famous for him.
Famous for a bit of heat.
There's a famous video going around of you and
Kilo.
good old Kilo chasing down the...
That's right.
Who was that? That was the Asco back in the day.
Oh, that was a big day that day. Wow.
It was huge. And the rag's ragging.
A solid westerly. Oh, the rag's going to look for a bit of windward skate here, are they? Deary me. Well, it's been a wonderful learning experience for all of us, including most of the fleet, James, hasn't it? It's great.
It has.
So, as we've noted, most of these guys have been upside down at some point. Smeg and Vintech kind of, and Ilvi bringing up the trail. Can't see the Yandu yet. So that's going to bring it to an end for us today from Sydney Harbour. Thanks to all the troops on the Camera Cat. Mighty fine drone work from Dylan and catching from Mark. Mighty good show. Pretty good yacht race. The cream rose to the top. We hope you can join us again in a week's time from Sydney Harbour. Camera Cat over and out.